Hello, this is Bridget Round with Divine Essentials. Hi guys, how are you? So I have a couple of decks here. I have my newest Celestial Oracle that I created. That's the big ones. And then I have my Starseed Oracle here, which is the little ones. So you know, these are trump cards, is what they call them. Like they're trump size. So they're smaller than like a traditional tarot size card would be. But this is a traditional size. Divine Masculine is a traditional size, and you can see they're not like minuscule, but they're definitely smaller. I like them. Some people don't like that size. They're like, but I think that they're easier to shuffle. It's like they pop out quickly. I also like the big ones though too. So I don't know. I'm not a picky weirdo when it comes to my decks. I'm like, you know what? I'm just gonna get a deck. I like this really, really big one, and I like that little tiny one, and I like this little tiny one here, and I like that one over there. I don't discriminate. Whatever type of deck it wants to be, it can be. So anyways, I also have a deck that was sent as a gift, and I believe it's like the Black Astrology or something like that. Like it's something to that effect. I forget the name of it exactly. Because all the books, all my decks and books and things are like not together. It's like the decks are in drawers, and the books and the boxes are in other areas. Also, I was pulling out all my decks earlier, and I pulled out my first deck that I've ever had, which was by Doreen Virtue, who has now rescinded all her work and is like, crazy lady. She doesn't believe anymore, or whatever. She believes in God and only God, and angels are bad or whatever. I don't know. But I got this deck a long time ago before she went crazy, and I got the book that went along with it called Angel Therapy. So I got the Angel Therapy, got like a whole little kit. I got like the Angel Therapy workbook, the Angel Therapy book, and I got the Angel Therapy Oracle cards. And that's when I like kind of started dabbling around and playing with them, and I learned a lot of stuff that helps me still to this day. So also wanted to say to somebody thank you, because I got this book from Amazon. So this says, enjoy your gift from Johnny L. Rhodes. So thank you very much, Johnny. This is a guide to the heart of mindfulness, meditation, and the art of healing. So I'm definitely interested in this. I think there's a lot of journaling stuff in here. So this will probably be good to come in handy. I can use this with my my new coaching clients and stuff like that, my courses. And I find that whatever I do, like whatever I create or whatever I'm focused on, it's like the universe just brings me more of that, like stuff that I'm gonna need, or ideas, or like the content. It's like, here you go, have this and that, blah, 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 blah. Or I find stuff that I already had that I forgot about. Like when I started doing tarot on YouTube, a woman showed up in my audience and literally sent a deck every day for like a year. That's why I have so many decks. I didn't buy them; they just kept coming. The only decks that I added to the mix are the ones that I made myself, that I create and sell. So all the rest of them were gifts, except for like this one. I had when I first started here, when I moved here, I think I had like 6 or 7 decks. Now there's like a lot. But I'm very grateful for that, and obviously there was a reason that they kept coming, because Spirit wanted me to keep doing, so I did. Alright, so basically this is just going to be to see what comes through. The Divine Masculine's confessions are obviously Divine Masculine's confessions, so if you're dealing with a Divine Masculine, this could be what they're feeling and thinking about you. These could also indicate things connected to them, or this could also be stuff just connected to you. These are like starseed energies, so if you're a starseed, this may resonate for you more than it normally does, okay? I'm going to start with where I started. So the first card that came out was, yes, this is for your highest best. So you may be at a time right now where something is about to transform or change, and as I looked up, as I was saying that, I saw this. Spread your wings and rise into dark, stormy skies. Trust your inner knowing and see the sunrise. So you may be at a time right now where there is a big transformation about to happen, or there's a transformation that needs to happen. There may be darkness, there may be contrast, there may be crappy crap, and it may be like, oh no. But when you embrace things and just trust and know, like, I'm going to get through this, I'm going to do what I need to do, like, I'm going to make it out of here, you'll get it out of there. So they're saying this is for your highest and best. So there could even be something that's difficult, right? Yeah, I know those of you would love. It's like, oh my God, he broke my heart. It hurts. It's sad. It's sad. So even though that's the case, it may be for your highest and best. Like maybe they broke your heart and did whatever they did, but they're gonna come back around and make things right, or they're gonna go kill somebody, and you got avoided with that. I'm just kidding. Hopefully that doesn't happen, but that's like the type of thing I mean. Like, people don't think about that stuff, and I think we really should, because literally every single thing you do from the minute that you wake up in the morning, like if you go out and interact in that world, even if you just interact in the world from the standpoint of I just shared something on my social media, you could trigger somebody and not even know that you triggered somebody. You could cut somebody off and not even know that you just cut somebody off. You could do something that kind of pisses somebody off, right? And now that person's pissed off. But they're off doing their thing, right? They're going in a different direction, but now they're pissed off. So now that's a whole thing where it's wherever they go, they're likely to piss off somebody, because if they're pissed off at you and you don't know about it, they're probably holding on to resentment, anger, frustration. They might start driving like an asshole, and now they're up the ass of somebody that's in front of them that's now getting angry at them. And then maybe they follow each other home and have a big fight or whatever. And it just stemmed because you were maybe looking at your phone instead of driving, right? That could be something. So it's really intricate. And it's literally happening always, every minute. Like me talking right now, this message could piss somebody off. And they could leave out of here, click out of here, go watch somebody else's reading. Because they got pissed off here, they go start saying nasty shit in the comments to somebody else's something thing, and then that person who owns that channel starts to get dragged down and sad and miserable and pissed off because there's somebody in their comments being an ass, and then they might make a video where they're now pissed off and upset and blah, 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 or go do a private reading for somebody and they're in that energy and blah, 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 take it out on that person. And that's what happens in our fucking world all the time. Always. There's just so much of that going on all the time because people are constantly first of all, not setting very clear intentions. They're not mindful about themselves. They don't think. They're not aware. They're the lack of awareness that I've been seeing is insane. It's insane. People don't read. People don't pay attention at all. At all. Some of them do. I'm not saying this because every single person in the planet is a bad person or whatever. I know there's good people out there, and I know there's good people with good intentions out there, and I know there's good people with good intentions out there that still do stupid shit. I know I do stupid shit. I know sometimes I don't pay attention. I know sometimes things go over my head. But we need to become more aware, more conscious. That's a whole freaking point of a spiritual awakening, is to wake the hell up and to be aware, to be conscious, to be oh, I have an awareness of things. And I keep going into that deeper and deeper and deeper. And I take my time and I slow the fuck down and I see my impact on others and I see my impact on this world, and I, own that. I'm good with that, Maybe I did something, maybe me driving my car every day is going to start weighing on me. This is stuff that's literally happened to me over the time of my awakening. I was driving a Hummer at one point, and it was because the guy that I was with, his family had this thing for freaking ever, and they hated it because it was huge, and it took so much gas, and it was just and it was it was old, and it was messed up, and it was when I first met him, I loved it. I was yeah, this thing's awesome, woohoo, let's go, zombie apocalypse. I was an idiot, happy dappy. But when I started doing spiritual work and having an awareness of nature and Mother Earth and Gaia and the fact that we're killing her, I became super hyper, oh my God. I hated going to the gas station to get gas because I felt like everybody was judging me because of how much gas that freaking thing used. It was you get 9 miles to the gallon or something. I don't know. It was ridiculous. I think it got messed up at one point, and it did say that, but I don't think that was I don't think it was that bad, but it was pretty bad. But that's the stuff that kept happening to me, and it still happens to me, and it's happened to my dad right now too. We've been having this thing with food for a while where we can't eat food. We just can't do it. We get hungry and we want food and we get the food, but after a few bites of that food, we're like, bleh, can't eat it. Literally, like, spit it out. And he finally said to me, I've kind of had this thing for a while because I've been doing this for a while. So, years ago when my friend was a vegan, I was like, hanging out over there. I was eating all the stuff that she was eating. I was fine with it. It was like, I didn't even know a difference. Like apple crisp and stuff that was vegan and all of that. Like, okay, I'll eat it, whatever. But I'm not like, I'm not a vegan. I don't know how to do all that stuff. So I didn't do it like on my own. So I kind of had like a tendency to like slip back into old stuff because I grew up with my mom who was like, she would literally, for my little sisters, she would like go to 2 different drive-thrus for them. Like if one of them wanted McDonald's, the other one wanted Burger King, she was like, okay, here we go, beep, beep, because she didn't want to cook. But that type of growing up, it wasn't very conducive for somebody wanting to eat healthy and like fuel up your body. So I have a tendency to sometimes eat crap. My sister does too. And we all have issues with our stomachs. We all have issues with like tired and this and that and the other thing. But I've noticed on this path, like they literally will do stuff to make you stop doing things that are not good for you. Like they will kick your ass hard. I feel like that's partly, like the Lyme and stuff, because I got bit by the tick while I was doing something for the Bridget Rao channel, and it was just that I was doing something in vain, because I knew that they didn't want what I was doing, that they wouldn't utilize what I was making, but I was trying to people please because I made a mistake, and I should have just made the mistake, owned up, and been like, oops, I made a mistake, sorry guys, and let it be that, but I didn't, and so I let people kind of like drain me more than I needed to. And that was at the time that I was constantly pumping out freaking pick-a cards every day, even though I didn't want to. It's like, I didn't mind doing them occasionally. It was okay to do them and like whatever. But nobody wants to be like expected of to do something every single day anyways. It's just like, you get over it. But people would leave if I didn't. If I skipped a day, it would be like people would just leave without me posting anything. I didn't post any video. I didn't post an other type of video. I just didn't post, and they still like, that was the weirdest part to me, was that I didn't even do anything and they left because of that. And when I stopped posting for like extended time, they were like just like dropping like flies, which is weird to me because I'm like, I go to a channel, I subscribe to it, and I don't really ever think about it again. If I get a notification that they uploaded, I might watch it or I might not, but I don't really like live my life off of what that person's doing. If they don't upload tomorrow, I'm gonna go on and do it, because God forbid I waste my time on that person who needed a fucking day off, like, it's weird. So I feel like there's stuff going on right now to these like varying degrees. Look at sweet treats of ecstasy, a true divine delicacy. Like, I feel like things are transforming, people are changing, like whatever layers you need to shed, the outgrown aspects need to go, okay? And that could be like, whatever you've been doing that's not been working, what have you been doing that's not working, man? Balance between the creator and receptor. So where have you given, not get back? Or where do you take and don't receive? Don't give to other people where you only receiving. Like, and just be honest too, because we all do stupid shit. We all have a part to play on this planet, or we wouldn't be here. We wouldn't have to come here. We all have karma. We have contracts. There's a logical freaking explanation for some of this shit. And then there's the spiritual aspect. And then there's the emotional aspect. And then there's the, the whole shebang. And we gotta navigate through it. And we gotta do our best to stop doing stupid things. And to shed the things that don't need to be there. Know that there will be, sweetness around the edges. Like, there's always going to be a little bit of something there. Like, the contrast is there. It says dark helps us use the light. Choosing wrong helps us know what was right. So even when you make a bad decision, or even when you choose the wrong lover, even when you cut somebody off, even when you chose that wrong food that made you feel like shit, or you did that thing that you really didn't want to do, and now you're freaking kicking yourself because it backfired or something, it taught you to not do it again. And everything is a lesson. Everything needs to be, embraced and just understood that, okay, there's a reason for this. I've got karma. I probably did some shitty shit before. Or maybe this person has done some shitty shit to me before. And we're here to, overcome that. We're going to spread our wings and rise into these dark, stormy skies, go through this karmic crap that could go all the way back to the war, the galactic war, between Lyra and Orion. And we do have the Lyran energy out here, and we do have the Orion energy out here. So I feel like some of you guys could be, having stuff in your life right now because of that. It's just contracts, it's just energy, and your soul family is here with you, and you got stuff to do because you did some stupid things before, and this is your opportunity to clear it up. So attracting your soul family, awakening others, and soul contracts. So like I was saying, like sometimes with the food, right? Like spirit may want you to raise your vibration, so they're like, we want you to eat food that's good for you, and if you eat that food that's right there, you're gonna feel like shit. Your vibration's gonna go down. It's not gonna be good. It's gonna be icky and gross and bleh. But if you don't pay attention and you go do that anyways, like you're gonna suffer. Misery likes company sometimes. Everybody comes and does these weird shit things that they complain about, but they continuously do it. They can make that choice, and if you keep making those choices, that's something that you've got to be like, wait a minute, let me stop doing that, let me shed that, let me say, this is for my highest and best, to say no. It is safe to say no. It is okay to be like, nah, not gonna do that. And then we have say no, cut cords, release the guilt with boundaries. So if you have an issue with boundaries, that could be something too, where it's like you might need to transform your giving and receiving with people. There may be a little bit of contrast or bullshit going on around you because you're a people pleaser, or because you don't have any boundaries, or because your boundaries are fucking sucky. And if that's the case, yes, it's in your highest and best to say no. And it's okay to say no, and you've got to cut cords, because guess what? Some people, even though it's okay to say no to them, they might get upset that you said no to them. But that doesn't matter. It's still okay to say no to them. Let them get upset. Let them, shoot their little cords at you and be all resentful and angry and, jealous or whatever the hell it is, whatever thing that they're feeling. Let them feel it. Let them be it. But don't give your power away to them, and don't be the one that's going to just like, oh yeah, let me roll over. Let me, let you do what you want to do whenever you want to do it, and I'll just be here, giving. Make sure that you have your healthy boundaries up. This is something that's really important for Starseeds specifically, for, Divine Feminine specifically, for anybody really, because we all have a tendency to want people to like us, or we all have a tendency to do things that we don't necessarily want to do just to make somebody else happy or appease somebody else if we care about them. But if somebody doesn't care about us and they take advantage of that, or if there's like a big group of people taking advantage of you and they may not even realize it, like I don't blame the whole channel for what was going on with like that. Like I know a lot of that was my fault for doing it, but there's still people who will come and be like blah blah blah, and like they know. I know they know. If they're here on my readings that have nothing to do with a pick a card, and they're like, I really want to pick a card, where are you gonna have a pick a card? They must have heard by now that I'm not doing them anymore, or they must have heard by now that I am sick and like struggling physically sometimes, and that's when I stopped doing them, was because like I literally had no more energy to give, I had no more vibration to share, and those really took a lot out of me. I thought it would be okay to do the one I did recently, and I was not. I was not at all. It was really bad. I got wicked sick. I was in bed for like 4 days after that, and you can see the change in the energies, because I recorded that. It was a past life, soul purpose, pick a card, and I put it on Divine Essentials YouTube, and I put it on Bridget Rao YouTube. Same exact video. On Bridget Rao, all the numbers are down, the arrows are down, they're like in the red, nobody time-stamped for me, there's like barely any comments, it's just like shitty. There was like a loss of 200 subscribers, it was, low count on the time that people watched it, all this shit. But you go over to Divine Essentials channel, and it's all up, and it's all green, and it's all great, and that channel has 14,000 subscribers. So there's like 30,000 more people over here on Bridget Rao, but the video performed way better on Divine Essentials, which I understand, because Divine Essentials is more so about their souls and their healing and their starseeds, and they want to grow, they want to heal, they want to know those things. A lot of the people who came to Bridget Rao only have a one-track mind. They only care about their divine masculine. And you can even see it because there was like a girl on Divine Essentials. I had mentioned like, oh, if somebody could timestamp for me, that would be great. She timestamped every single pile to the second, but on Bridget Rao. And I don't care if you did this or not, but basically, instead of doing that, like being like, oh yeah, let me get the timestamps, they're like, it starts in the 18th minute. Like, they didn't even bother to put down like the actual time it started. And the only reason I think they even said anything at all was because it was the pile they chose. They're like, I chose this pile, I'm already here, I might as well say it. But the other channel, you can see that somebody cares enough to go and do all 5 piles. They didn't watch all 5 piles, but they made an effort, and that was nice. That's the reciprocal energy. That's give and receive. That's good, healthy stuff. And you can see it in the energies just like on the channels. Like, that's why I've been struggling so much. I'm like, I don't want to go over there. I don't even know what to put up there. I don't know what to do. I love doing my Divine Essential stuff because it feels aligned. It feels good. It feels divine. It feels happy. It feels like this is okay to do. This is healthy. This is people getting better. This is people who want to do better. This is people who understand that I'm not a freaking robot, or people who aren't just here because they like the way that I read, or they want to believe the stuff that has been said in the cards that I made, or has been said in the readings that I did, or whatever. There's a lot of manipulative people out there who are unfortunately flocking to the spiritual community, and like every day I'm seeing more and more and more and more stuff. Twin flame, like freaking on MTV they're talking about it. On Amazon there's all these books. Like, when I had my spiritual awakening 11 years ago, nobody fucking knew what a twin flame was. Nobody knew. I didn't know until like I saw the video and I was like, oh, that's what that is. Like, okay, that makes sense. I didn't go to freaking weirdo land. I didn't start chasing. I didn't become a psychopath. I was just like, I know who that is. That's nice. And I was in a relationship at the time, so I couldn't, just go run off and pursue something anyways. But it was a totally different vibe. And then when I did meet star people, my soul family, because I did meet soul family on internet, on Facebook, there was a Pleiadian group, 30,000 members in there, and I met a bunch of Starseeds. Well, of those people, the ones that I was like closest to, there's a couple. They're fucking twin flames. They have twin flame groups on Facebook that they run, like twin flame, Pleiadian twin flames, and twin flame this and twin flame that and whatever. And like she was in one country and he was here in the U.S. on the West Coast, and they took forever to finally be able to get together to be together because of that distance, but they did it. And she lives here now. She came from like Sweden or something. She actually changed too, because she was in Iceland at one point, then she went to like Sweden, and then she finally got here. She's a nurse and all of that, and she's been here for years. They've been married, they're in love, they're happy, but they are twin flames. And they said that from day one when I met them and talked to them. We're very close. So even back then when I was doing my spiritual stuff, because I used to do like interviews with them on YouTube, it would be like a Google chat, and we would talk about twin flames, or we would talk about Pleiadians, or we would talk about past life or Atlantis or whatever. But even back then, it was always there for me, around me, but nobody out there was ruining it. It wasn't a flock of people. Like, the groups on Facebook were like maybe 100 people. Maybe 100. And that's the grand, world. There's 30,000 members in the big group, and in those two were in the big group as admins. I was an admin. There were 7 girls adminning at one point in the big Pleiadian group, because it was 7 for the 7 sisters. We would share all of these groups and things. So of those 30,000 people in there, only like 100 of them would even go to the twin flame stuff, and a lot of them would flat out say like, I don't have a twin flame, I'm just interested in learning about it. Or they'd be like, I kind of want to meet my twin flame, but they didn't like get crazy. They didn't go weirdo. They weren't like, I gotta meet them, I gotta have them. And there wasn't a lot of toxic stuff going on. Like, they had their thing, where they couldn't get together because, and they did have a runner chaser dynamic for a short time, and they did have, their little like bumps on the way, but it wasn't like an extended drawn out, horrible, like this thing just keeps getting bad, or like they keep hurting me really badly, or they keep doing this on purpose, or we don't grow, we don't evolve, nothing happens. Like they went through their journey, got together, still happy, in love, that's the end. That should how like it should be for a lot of people, because if it's a divine love, it should be easy and divine. I'm not saying it should always be easy, or that you won't have a runner, or that you won't have uphill battles, or that like something like that distance isn't there, but eventually something should happen. And if that doesn't happen, then sometimes we gotta be like, okay, you know what, like I gotta cut those cords, I gotta put some boundaries up. It's for my highest and best to maybe recognize it's a karmic contract, and say like, let me go find my real soul family, because maybe you're keeping yourself from somebody that's gonna be the best for you. So it's safe to say no to these people and these things out there that aren't showing up for you, or aren't getting you anywhere, or doing anything good for your life. Make sure you're protecting yourself. Open the vortex, because regardless of where you are, or who you're with, or if people have good intention or not, having the vortex is like a transmutation. So you don't have to worry about going and cutting cords, because the cord doesn't even get to you, because your vortex is going extremely fast. It's like right under the speed of light for transmutation. So anything that comes in there is gone. It's like, bing, bye. So nobody can hurt you in there. So make sure that you start, practicing that. If you don't know about the vortex, go on Divine Essentials. I have a couple of videos. I have a bunch of videos, but there's a couple on there to talk about how to open the vortex. So go learn how to open the vortex, or just visualize like a tornado thing opening up around you, just under the speed of light for transmutation. And then, set clear intention, like anything that arises inside of this vortex, or anything outside of this vortex that is not in the vibration of love, will be transmuted out. And I'm in here for my protection. And just imagine that you have, energy all around you protecting you. And with the Syrian starseed, it says emotional cleansing, light of Sirius. So some of you could be cleansing your emotions right now, or you could be having some difficulties and facing harsh truths, or, oh wow, you know what, like maybe I was wrong about my high priest. Maybe I'm the high priestess and I wasn't using my intuition correctly, or maybe my high priest isn't showing up as a high priest right now. Maybe they're showing up as a karmic thing, a lesson, or a difficult part of the path. Doesn't mean they'll always be like that, but right now they're not showing up the way that I deserve. So I need to say no, put healthy boundaries, find my true soul family, clear up this karma, figure out what happened in a past life that may be causing this now. Because if you were in Atlantis, or if you were at the Galactic War, or you were doing anything at any time in any life, usually there's some stuff that can come out of that. It's maybe not a straight path. And if you were Lyran at one point, you got to be mindful of what you're thinking, because just you thinking negatively will create negatively. It's like manifesting master of good or bad, regal strength from the dawn of time. So good or bad, it's like you're a master of manifesting good or bad very quickly. It's like 8-8 Lionsgate energy is potent for manifesting. That's the Lyrans carry that always. But if they're focused on a bad mood or bad day or whatever, that's what they see, that's what they create, that's what they emanate, that's what they get more of. So you want to balance what you're giving and receiving, thinking about that, realizing and like seeing like, oh, you know what? Let me look at that sweetness around this, because if I hadn't gone through that, I would have never got to this. Always just try to be like okay at the end. Like don't hold on to resentments and angers and get triggered by the truth, things like that. It's like just at some point got to start vibing at that highest quotient of light, being a feminine, balanced, and rised all the way up into the divine energies of the highest vibration that you can possibly maintain, is the only way that you're ever going to get to sit beside and in union with somebody that's going to do that back to you. So you get the Wisdom Keeper of Records, Akashic Records, Masculine, Balance, and Rise. So you guys could have stuff in your Akashic Records that you need to connect to understand what happened in Atlantis, or what happened in this other life that could be causing a disconnect in this life, that could be keeping you from being balanced and okay right now. But whatever has gone on, make sure you're cleansing your emotions. You can call in the Syrians, you can call in the dolphin energy, you can use boundaries, the vortex, you can do like emotional cleansing, like with water. So it's a cetacean emotional cleansing and large waves of wisdom channeled through the light of an infinite cosmic ocean. So cosmic ocean is, connected from there to here, from Sirius, which is like that bright star out there. They call it the dog star. It's kind of like blue in its color. It's aligned with the Great Pyramid. If you are at if you're looking at Orion's belt, like it's like across from over there, it's like it's up there, you'll see it, there's a shaft inside of the Great Pyramid that lines to it. They used to call it Isis, and they called Orion Osiris. So it was Isis and Osiris, the counterparts of twin flames, up in the sky, doing whatever the hell they're doing. And somebody cut off his pee-pee, and she put it back on, and like they had all this crazy shit. But if you look at the story about them, it got like duplicated all over the place. Actually, I think Sumeria is the first one to talk about it. Sumer, I can't remember. I don't know how, Easter. Basically, there's somebody out there. If you go back far enough and you look at all of the religions that have been played out or talked about, and all of them have a freaking flood. All of them have the same thing. All of them have the Son of God, or the Sun God, Ra, who's the sun god, but then you get the Son of God. It's all the same shit. It's still right now in plain as day in your face, like on the dollar bill, or in Washington D.C. with all the sacred geometry that they have their stuff set up on, and then like the paintings and the murals and stuff that they have of like gods and goddesses and just a lot of stuff that's not. It don't make a lot of sense if we're all Christian and whatever, So you may be starting to see things like that too and paying attention to those things. But there's Syrian emotional cleansing waves washing in to help you with cleansing the emotions and helping you to see from this like new cycle of awakening, okay? It's like a rebirth time. So some of you could be doing like what I'm doing, and you're like, I want to shed these layers and I want to do something new. I want to do something different. I can't continuously go down this path anymore. So you might rise up and decide, like, I'm going to change my focus with my career, or I'm going to bring something, like, I'm changing, but I'm obviously still doing similar things. It's like, I'm not going to just, like, up and abandon 40,000 people, but I'm obviously bringing new stuff in. People have seen it. If you're on my Instagram, if you've joined my website, like, if you're in my groups or whatever, like, people know this has been coming for a while anyways, and people are happy and excited because they've wanted that. I've had people asking me for what I'm like planning to do for years. I just didn't have like a huge amount of that like in my like energy field for some reason, but I did it for a while. I used to help everybody else with their business. I used to make their website, promote their business, put their events together, send their emails, do all that stuff, and then I had like an issue with a bunch of people, and I don't even know what the issue was, other than like I moved into a house instead of living in a basement, and that seems to be where the problem came about. I think they thought of this as competition because there was a studio here and there was a huge yard here where I could do fairs and stuff. So I got blacklisted. Nobody told me I couldn't come. They just took me off, and that was it. So I stopped promoting other people, and I had really no choice but to promote me. And that's when my stuff blew up. But I like to help other people with their stuff. That's what I'd like to do. I don't think it's a bad thing. I don't think it's a bad thing to collaborate with people. I think it's a smart thing, because then you get to reach to their people, and then you know what I mean? You reach theirs, they reach yours. You're gonna meet new people. Like, that's the only way really to get ahead with stuff on a grand scale, is to keep meeting new people, keep doing new things, and keep evolving and growing. And they say that you are the sum of the people that you surround yourself with. So if like your 5 friends that you're constantly spending time with are not working, or they don't have any money, or they're broke, or they're poor, or they're sad, or they're miserable, they're always stoned, or they're always high, or they're always drunk, that's how you're gonna be. It's just, you gotta be like, you know what, who do I want to be like? And that's when you start finding a mentor, or you find a coach, or you just find people that like you want to be like, and start trying to figure out ways to find your footing into that community. What's his name says this all the time too. There's a guy on I don't know, he did like some show, but he's been around for a while. I've seen his stuff before. He's Grant Cardone. He's like a millionaire, but he was like a drunk or an addict a long time ago, and he built himself up. But he always says, he's like, you need to get into the room with the people who have like already done what you want to do. You can't do it from like your house. You can't do it from here. You can't do it from there. Like, and if you can't get into the room to sit at the table with the people who are eating dinner, make sure you get in there to serve the water. Just get in the room. Like, you need to get in there and start somewhere and keep trying to get yourself up so that you evolve. And that's the same type of thing with this. If you want to grow, if you want to have a union, if you want to be in a divine fucking connection with somebody, you want to call yourself divine feminine, divine masculine, you want to have your union, well, you gotta do some shit, you know? You can't just sit around watching readings and thinking that that's gonna be like, oh, everything's gonna, like those people I was talking about, like that got to come together finally after their distance thing was the issue. They do soul work. They literally make like meditations and stuff to help other people. They put other people on their thing. Like, they're in service to others. They were doing podcasts. They were making groups to support other people who didn't know what things were. And they teach. And like one of them was constantly just like teaching about what starseeds are. He was like one of the first people I listened to that I resonated with, and I was like, hey, that's what I'm having happen to me right now. And we just clicked. But that's like, you got to figure out what you're here to do and start doing it, and know that you are fully supported and loved in whatever you decide to do. But if you don't do something, you know, it's not going to support you very well. It's not going to get you anywhere. You're not going to be aligned with your mission and your purpose. So you got to allow yourself to receive what you're supposed to be doing, and then kind of just like go with it. You know, what do you feel guided to do, or what would you like to do? Maybe you don't know yet. Maybe you need to practice some stuff. Like, that's the whole ALCYONE light healing thing, was basically, I'm going to bring out all these different options and all these different things that I have done over the years and show you guys how to do them, or like talk about them. And if you find one that you really like, you go with it and see if that's something you could consistently do on your own. Like, do I want to be a Reiki healer? Do I want to be a card reader? Do I want to be a coach? Or do I want to be, you know, a designer? Do I want to be a marketer? Do I want to do writing? Do I, like, whatever. It doesn't matter. You can niche into a spiritual community as anything. It doesn't matter. But you got to decide what you want to do. Are you a healer? Is it your mission to heal yourself and others? Because it is. Regardless if you decide to be like on a grand scale, this is ultimately what all of us are here to do, is to heal ourselves. And when we heal ourselves, we heal the collective, because we are part of one. We're one collective consciousness. So when you heal, I heal. When I heal, you heal. When your twin flame heals, you heal. When you do something, they do something, you know? And it's common sense. We gotta all come from one spot, you know, like the energy like that I'm touching right now, it connects to you. It's like there's not a wall out there that's like, nope, you, not just you, is broken off from the all that there is that exists. But we need to remember that, and we need to like tap back into that and allow ourselves to start healing the separation that we perceive there to be by, you know, illusions and ego and fear and doubt and insecurity and angers and resentments and all those stupid things. So with the Pleiadian emissaries of light, it says, ask for help, show me we are here. They are always there. Like, this is my line, show me. And they show me, no matter what it is. If it's money, if it's something specific, if I need a sign. If I say show me, they show me. So ask them to show you, or ask your guides, whoever you feel like you're aligned to. Maybe it's the Arcturians, maybe it's the Sirians, maybe it's the Andromedans, maybe it's the Lyrians, whoever. Doesn't matter. Ask them to show you. And they will. And they're saying, like, we're here. We want to help you. But we can't, because you have free will. So you have to ask, or they can't do shit about what you've got going on. And look, Andromeda is saying the same thing. Divine healing is available, but you gotta ask for the energy. We can't help you if you don't ask for it. So make sure you're asking to receive. And then with the activating cells, advanced mission, some of you could have things that are like kicking on right now. we get 2 Arcturian cards right beside each other, and they both talk about light codes, advanced cellular clearances, activating cells, advanced mission. So there's something that some of you may be like accelerating, like my dad's been gone like this weird thing lately. Like I feel like they're accelerating something with him. So you may be going through that too right now. Like the other day he was driving, and apparently like it looked 2D to him. It was like everything looked like 2D, but then he could like shift it back and be like 3D. But then he could go back to 2D, and then he could go back to like a different thing, like almost like 4-dimensional. So I don't know. He was definitely having some weird experiences. He also had something happen to him when he was in his MRI with like a being. He's been seeing things more. He's been meditating more, and he's definitely connecting. So you could have like something like that happening too, and your cellular energy could be getting activated as a result of that. So you might want to be aware of that and keep asking for assistance as you navigate that. Utilize a pillar of light to continuously raise your vibration, and just raise the vibe of the collective consciousness and the energies that are around you, supporting you, that connect to other people, so that you're protected and you're good in your safe place. You can do the vortex, you can do the pillar of light. I usually do both. I open the vortex, and then I ask for a pillar of light to come down through the center and to like infuse it with information and the activations or the light codes or the frequencies or the energies that I need to receive at this time from the galactic councils that are out there wanting to work with me. So connect with them, ask them who they are, do automatic writing, do trans-channeling, do just a pillar of light, and see what you receive. And I found this interesting because you got Agartha and Earth. Agartha to me is like the masculine inner Earth, and Earth is obviously the feminine, and it's Earth. It's like the outside, okay? So inner Earth, outer Earth, masculine, feminine. Gaia needs you to ground your light, and it says connect with inner Earth balance. Now, I think this is funny because I can't remember. I was playing with my cards as I was looking at them, because I don't pull them out that often, but I kept seeing balance, 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 balance. Like all the cards that I pulled out was about balance. It was like, make sure you're doing stuff in balance. Make sure you're doing this in balance. Make sure this is balance. But literally tons of different decks that I didn't pull out. Actually, this deck I did pull out. Oh, look here. This is Infinity. So this is tied into all of it, right? Lyra, which is the 8-8 energies. I always see infinity symbols when I think of Lyra. And we just had the Lion's Gate, which is connected to the Lyrans, and it says ancient light codes increasing your worth. So your value and your worth could be increasing right now. Your energies are increasing right now. Your wisdom is increasing right now. You're infinitely tapped in to this energy that is unifying duality. So that is balancing stuff, okay? Number 13 is the Divine Feminine number. So Divine Feminine, you may be leading the way with that. Or you could be, going first and helping your masculine to balance their energy. Or maybe you need to balance your masculine energy. Everybody's going to have something specific. You need to figure that out. And light codes of awakening are breaking old paradigms. So maybe the old paradigm was that we, consider everybody to be either this or that. And we now need to realize that we all are one, or we all are a part of masculine and feminine, regardless of what we have for a body part, or regardless of what we do or say or want or don't want. We all are just part of one. So we might be having some different awareness coming in at this point. It says first appearance, beginnings, Aries, Mars. So this is in your face type of energy. This is how I am, this is who I am, but I'm also aware of who I am. So you want to start being aware of who you are, how you're showing up. Are you coming at it, in a balanced way? Then we had this here. So it was destiny, right? We all have a destiny. I feel like somebody may feel like they need to sacrifice their love. All right. Somebody might feel or think, I think you could have a Gemini think that they need to sacrifice love for their destiny, but I feel like something is going to come and be like a reinvention of that and help them to become aware of their first house, their body, and that's going to change the routine, the perspective, and it's going to bring about benefits from spirit that will help them to have like a genius moment, aha, like realization, help them to believe emotionally, and help them to get creative in like understanding things and get creative in their approach to things. And it's going to help them to get the wisdom that needs to return to them and align to their life's purpose. But they need to have faith in order for that to happen, right? They need to, trust. They need to have faith. And that's what's going to transform things and bring balance. And it's going to bring balance to their mind, and it's going to help them with their desires of messaging, bringing communication to either you or somebody else or whatever, to themselves in some way. But I definitely feel like something's going to happen here that's going to bring about a revolution in the way that that person was like feeling. Because that was the last one here. Okay, so there's like some sort of revolution about the way that this person's feeling, and I feel like it may be a mystery right now, but in regards to your partnership, stuff is going to change, or it'll probably get forced to change at one point, but you will have blessings, things will increase, your fortunes will increase, good things will come about. Now when I pulled this deck, I haven't seen this deck in a long time. I was like, what do I need to know, right? I forgot that this was even in here, but these are the 3 cards that came out, and I got this. The healing angel is with you, supporting your healing work. Ear chakras, which I've been, like, earlier today, I was like, what? I thought my dad was talking. He wasn't. Like, music, you guys know, I've been having weird shit for a while. So, notice messages that appear as sound, music, and words from both external sources and within your mind. These messages are real answers to your prayers. And then, twin flame. The answer to your question involves a spiritually based romantic partner relationship. So, I was like, oh yeah, I forgot that that's in there. So, yeah, you may have something going on right now. You could be hearing new communication from spirit. It may not be from them, but there may be spiritual communication coming in, or it could be telepathy from them coming in to talk to you. You need to listen to your intuition. You need to trust your body is receiving divine messages, and you may be setting up some workshops and seminars, or you may be destined for that. It says attending and giving speeches as part of your spiritual path and purpose. Be open to teaching and learning. So I've been doing that for a long time. I teach, I receive, I go to class. I used to go to tons of stuff. Now I find it online. But I'm constantly learning new things, and I'm constantly teaching new things. So you may be somebody that is going to get in that as well, or already is in that. And then we have express your divine feminine energy, embracing its magical intuition and nurturing qualities. You may need to nurture somebody, or you may need to nurture yourself, or you may need to nurture your twin flame, whatever's going on. But you have to realize you are, this person that is this divine feminine essence, and do the divine things as that powerful light worker. It is safe for you to be powerful. Your spiritual power brings great blessings in loving service to the divine. And the law of attraction, relationships and activities that you enjoyed before are now changing as you become more sensitive and aware of energies. So I was already talking about this earlier, like, it can happen with your food, it can happen with the people, it can happen with your friends, it can happen with your soul family, it can happen with your family. But you're becoming increasingly sensitive to chemicals, additives, processed foods, energies right now. So you got to respect your sensitivities by avoiding harsh items, situations, and relationships. So if your person is toxic right now, doesn't mean that they're not your twin flame. It just means that they're toxic right now. So you need to put some boundaries up and go away and hope that they figure that out and stop doing stupid shit, so that you can maybe eventually resonate around again, and things can work out in a better vibration. We also have singing and dancing, and it says express yourself and awaken your psychic senses through the magical power of music and movement. So this is like, anytime I listen to music, I go, woohoo! Like, it just shifts my vibe, takes the whole energy to a whole new level. Where the next video I have for ALCYONE Light Healing is about light language and music, and like, when we start making weird sounds and stuff like that. So, my leg or my foot is like killing me really badly right now. I'm not going to do it tonight because of that, but it will be up soon. And then we have the vegan stuff, right? So, fresh organic fruits and vegetables give you a boost of high life force energy, which elevates your spiritual frequency. So, eating good, treating yourself good, having, like awareness, putting up our boundaries, and releasing Work with Archangel Michael to let go of what no longer serves you and your purpose. So like me, I'm like, I'm not doing pick a cards no more. I'm done with it. I can't do it. I gotta go. So I release. And I sing and I dance and I eat good food and I, meditate and honor myself, put some boundaries up, and know that it's a crazy path. Sometimes we gotta get creative in how we express ourselves. Sometimes we're creating and navigating uncharted places. Like, I'm doing things right now that I've never done before. I don't really know exactly what I'm doing or how I'm doing it, but I know I'll do it. I know I'm not worried about it. I know I'll figure it out because I have that Capricorn energy. Like, I'm gonna do the hard work, gonna be professional, gonna show up, get disciplined, do what I need to do until it's done. I'm gonna dream it into being, and I'm gonna serve daily in the way that I feel called to serve, and I'm going to explore the internal planes. Consciousness creates all of your dreams, and it's time for us to have that death and that rebirth with our deep bonds with ourselves, and clarity will shine upon you again. Open your eyes and smile with new friends. So you might need to go out and meet some new people, or just get away from a certain circumstance or situationship right now that maybe not good for you, or it's all about you needing to be loving and desiring to yourself, not stuck into mystery where it's like, I don't know what's going on, and letting your pleasure and happiness get taken away from you. Make sure you're happy, make sure you're feeling good, make sure people are treating you the way you want to be treated, and keep going into that inner world and like check in with yourself. Like, is this acceptable, or should I be doing something about this? And they say, I'm trying to move on with others, but I can't forget you. I've committed to improving myself. You inspire me to heal and grow. Out of all the women I've dated or desired, no one compares to you at all. So it's like I trying to move on, and I can't. And everybody I meet doesn't compare to you, and you do inspire me to heal and grow because of that. I've been hurt so badly before, I'm afraid of the damage you could do. I've never loved like this before. To have you and lose you would be my undoing, and I constantly see signs connected to you. Your voice is sexy, and I want to hear you tell me what you want me to do next. And I feel you sending sexual energy my way, and it takes all of my self-control to not come ravage you. And I'm just not ready right now. I'm sorry, and I love your spirit. You shine like a star, and you stole my heart. And I will be calling you soon, so leave the phone on. I've been meditating and expanding my mind, and I'm starting to see. And I've written entire messages to send you, but I always end up deleting them. My fear of intimacy paralyzes me. I can't help sending sexual energy. I always desire you. I've been trying to get advice on what to do with our connection, but nobody understands it. And I'm gathering courage to reach out to you. Okay? So hopefully that has assisted you guys. I need to go put look at. It gets all bloated. It hurts wicked bad right now. This is where I was bit. And look at how fat that is. It's icky. Oh. Like, that's not normal. It just feels like it's on fire. So I need to go lay down and do some boundaries and do some self-care. Fertile seeds, harvest abundance. I need to go do some fertile seeding and stuff. So thank you guys very much. MUNAY. Namaste.